I've been seeing more and more videos online from Ukrainians talking about how hard life in the US, listing all the downsides and saying they're planning to move back to Europe or Ukraine. There are tons of reels and YouTube videos like this. Since I immigrated to the US with my husband 11 years ago, I have some thoughts on this topic. My name is Elena and I'm happy to welcome everyone to my channel. Don't forget to subscribe because I'm preparing lots of interesting content for you. I'll also leave a link to my Instagram in the video description. Why there's so much content like this lately? And why are so many people disappointed with the US, living in large numbers or at least considering it? I have my own explanation from what I've experienced personally and what I've seen from others. The first 2-3 years living abroad is the peak of what's called the immigrant sickness. At first, when you arrive, you might feel euphoric. It's new, exciting, you're solving many issues, and there is so much going on that you don't even have time to think about how you're really feeling inside. Then, when you start settling in more or less, there comes a moment of fatigue, stress, noticing the downsides, feeling disappointed, missing your homeland, the people, places, food. At the same time, a person is often in a place where they're just beginning their journey, right at the very start. I mean career, finances, living conditions, social connections, because the first few years are usually a time when you're in the negative, not even breaking even yet. You're just getting used to it, just starting to build a new life. And it gets even harder when you compare your starting point in a new country to the achievements you had back home or to people who've been living in the US for a long time. That only intensifies the feeling of disappointment. That's when the crisis begins. Immigrant sickness is a special psychological state or crisis that many people face after moving to a new country. It arises from difficulties of adapting to a new cultural, social, and linguistic environment, the loss of familiar support, and feelings of isolation. It typically shows through several symptoms that can be divided into psychological, physical, and social categories. Psychologically, it often appears as sadness, a depressed mood, and feelings of longing. A person may feel lonely and isolated even when surrounded by many people. Anxiety and fear of the unknown arise. Motivation and interest in everyday activities decrease. Irritability and getting upset over small things are common. Nostalgia for one's homeland, culture, familiar tastes, and loved ones also become stronger. Physically, immigrant sickness can show up as sleep problems, either insomnia or excessive sleepiness. Appetite changes as well. Many people either lose a lot of weight or gain weight. This is understandable because in the US, many products contain a lot of sugar and the quality of food varies widely. It takes time to learn which foods are truly healthy and safe for your body. General fatigue and feelings of weakness are also common signs. On the social side, it appears as a loss of desire to socialize and a tendency toward isolation. As a person may feel like they don't fit in with the new community and struggle to find friends and support. All of these symptoms are part of the difficult adaptation process, which isn't just about changing countries, but also about building a new life, finding your place and balancing in a completely new environment. Some people adapt quite easily and feel at home almost from day one. That was the case with my husband, but for me the process definitely took 2 to 3 years, and there are people who have been living abroad for 10 years or more but still haven't fully adapted. I've also noticed that many people who move abroad have a pretty unrealistic, romanticized idea of immigration. Because of that, for some people moving feels like a cold shower, since their fantasies don't match reality at all. It's also about the grass being greener on the other side. It seems like life is better in another country, with more opportunities and better conditions. Often this acts as a defense mechanism for the ego. It's not my fault that my life isn't working out. It's because the country or conditions aren't right. But then when someone immigrates and finds it's hard there too, and things still don't work out, they usually repeat the same pattern, blaming the new country instead of themselves. I've also noticed this pattern in many people. When pain, stress, dissatisfaction, and disappointment build up inside and they don't know how to deal with it, they start running away from it. They think that if they move somewhere else, it will solve their problems. I'm not talking about Ukrainians who are moving because of the war. I mean those who are already living in safety but still feel discomfort inside and try to escape from it. They're insane for a reason. You can't run away from yourself, and it's true. When you move, there might be temporary relief, curiosity, curiosity, a new environment, seeing friends or family, a rush of endorphins. But over time, that fades, and you're left alone with your emotions, plus new challenges that comes with the move itself. So my advice is this: if you're thinking about changing countries, reflect carefully and make sure it's really about the country, not just running away from yourself. My experience of immigrating to the US was challenging, especially during the first few years, the adaptation period. Then came a phase when I no longer saw my life in Ukraine, but I still didn't feel like I truly belonged here. It was like being caught in between, not there anymore, but not fully here either. After a few years, I started feeling that this place was my home. And later on, I realized something even deeper. Home is me. It lives inside me. No matter where I go, I will make sure I'm comfortable. The most important thing is my inner state. It's what shapes and adjusts my surroundings, not the other way around. When the war in Ukraine started, it gave me a realization that stability in this world is just an illusion. Everything can change at any moment, not just in Ukraine, but anywhere in the world. Being flexible, adapting quickly, and not losing yourself are crucial skills. I am the center of my world. I must take care of myself, my health, and my inner state. Only by doing that can I support and help others. Building a life where I can be happy no matter where I am. The life and health of my loved ones, my parents and husband are my greatest values. For me, it's a pure happiness just knowing they're doing well. Since I brought my parents to America, I've been grateful every single day to the universe and to this country for the peaceful sky above their heads. That's the highest value for me, and compared to that, other problems, whether everyday or financial, simply pale in significance. So to those who are abroad now and struggling, I advise you to remember what your greatest values in life are and what you're truly grateful for. Also, going back to why many people hate America when they can build a life here, when dealing with documents is difficult and finances are tight, and most other problems usually stem from this too. Few people can honestly say, yes, it's hard for me, I'm struggling, I wish it were different, but this country is challenging to immigrate to. Instead, they often take it as a personal failure, almost a shame, and choose a defensive approach. There is nothing wrong with me, it's just the country. Everything's bad here, and then a long list of complaints follows. This is wrong, that is wrong, but to avoid sounding like they're just complaining, they add a couple of positives here and there, like the nature is beautiful or something similar. Of course, there are no perfect countries. There always be things that suit one person but not another. But ultimately, it depends first and foremost on the individual. I have spent enough time in the USA, and of course, I know its weaknesses and things I don't like. But I choose to focus on the advantages, the opportunities, and find creative solutions to organize my life here in the most comfortable way possible for me. In a very real sense, building my own world in this world, where everything is exactly how I need to be. For example, the healthcare system. Like most Ukrainians, I'm not very happy with it, but people who have lived in Europe also complained about healthcare there. So you could say that in most countries around the world, healthcare isn't really working the way it should. It even seems like those who run the world, the ones with money and power, don't benefit from healthy people. Healthcare should be preventive. It should focus on stopping illnesses before they happen. The authorities should do everything so people don't have to visit doctors too often, but that involves huge amounts of money. Pharmaceuticals, medical equipment, insurance, billions of dollars. Healthy people just aren't profitable. Of course, you can talk for hours about how flawed the system is, and one video wouldn't be enough, but in my opinion, it's more productive to take responsibility for your own health. For me, that means doing everything I can do to strengthen my immune system. Eat well, exercise, and avoid getting sick, especially knowing how difficult it can be to get treated here. Regular checkups, lab tests, making sure I have all the necessary vitamins and minerals. A healthy body, a balanced lifestyle, and confidence in yourself aren't just dreams. They are goals you can actually achieve with Wispense. Our platform brings everything you need into one place: fitness, nutrition, meditation, and a supportive community. Workouts are tailored to you, no matter your level. Whether you want to start with yoga or sculpt your body with functional training, it's all ready for you. Our meal plans aren't about restrictions. They're about understanding how to make healthy food delicious and effective for your your goals. And meditation. It's your tool for restoring inner balance, managing stress and connecting more deeply with yourself. With Wispens, you're not just working on your body, you are creating a whole new lifestyle. Try Wispens for free today through the link below. I also believe that when you come to a new country, there should be a basic level of respect and gratitude for being there. Imagine the situation: Ukraine welcomes refugees from another country, and then these people start posting videos complaining about how bad Ukraine is, listing all the negatives. How would you feel about that? Take a moment to think about it. I'm not saying you shouldn't talk about the challenges or shortcomings, but if you share something online that many people will see, consider what kind of reputation you are created for Ukrainians around the world. Put yourself in the shoes of a citizen of that country. Would they feel good hearing you speak negatively about their homeland? Criticism is okay, but it can be expressed in different ways. If you arrive in a country that has its own system, traditions, and culture, even if some things seem clearly wrong or absurd, you won't change that overnight. As the saying goes, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. However, while living abroad, you truly can have a positive impact on the country and become a catalyst for change if you genuinely want to. But it has to be done constructively. Participate in protests, submit petitions, write reviews or complaints, show your professionalism at work, offer quality services if you notice that standards in the country are low. There is a huge field of opportunities. If you see the beauty industry is declining, demonstrate quality in that area. Don't like the food? Open a cafe, bake homemade goods, organize delivery. If you're unhappy with the mindset of people around you, lead by example and show that there is another way to live. Learn the language, start a YouTube channel to educate those you believe could benefit from it. And pay your taxes. I love Ukraine. It's my homeland and always will be. No matter where I am, I will never forget my roots. My long-time subscribers know my position and how I feel. I'm consistent in my words and actions. Despite the many problems in our country, and I'm not just talking about the war, because war isn't simply a problem, it's a huge tragedy. I have deep respect for Ukraine. It's where I was born, raised, and educated. My personal growth happened there, and I'm partly who I am today because I'm Ukrainian. But I also love America. It has toughened me, made me more flexible, broadened my worldview, and opened me up. It has given me countless opportunities, career growth, and financial stability, and I'm truly grateful for that. Still, deep inside, I feel that no matter where I was in any country, I would still be happy and make my life as comfortable as possible. Wherever you are right now, the most important thing is not to put your life on pause, because no one can give you back your time and your years. No matter the circumstances, you always have a choice in how you respond. I'm not talking about toxic positivity when something terrible happens and you hide your emotions pretending everything is fine. No, that's not how it should be. Every emotion needs to be felt and processed. But the key is not to get stuck in destructive states and instead learn to switch your mindset. This is a habit you can develop. At first it will be difficult, but over time you'll be able to catch yourself in time and prevent self-destruction, depressive episodes, and other negative effects on your health. Because of the war, the fate of Ukrainians scattered people across different parts of the world, placing them in very different situations and circumstances. Some are abroad, some remain in Ukraine, some in occupied territories or war zones. Here it's important to show wisdom and understanding of how complex the situation is, and not judge others for their choices. Instead, walk your own life path with dignity, making your own decisions without looking back at others, but following what your soul tells you. I'm confident that in 5 to 10 years we will look back at our past selves and see how much stronger and wiser we've become. We'll understand that life was leading us to something important, and we ended up exactly where we were meant to be for some reason. And even though the path may have been difficult, in our minds all the pieces will fall into place and we'll see why everything happened the way it did. In my life there have often been moments when something happened that I couldn't control, and only later did I realize it was actually the best thing for me. and it needed to happen that way. This especially applies to life-changing situations where objectively you can't change anything. Sometimes it's worth trusting the universe. I hope this video encourages you, maybe brings some awareness, or helps you to see important things from a different perspective. Please share your thoughts and feelings in the comments. Your feedbacks means a lot to me. And if you liked the video, please give it a like. We'll see each other again soon. Take care.